yet again, another video on how much I hate fucking Mitch McConnell. This guy is a worthless piece of dog shit of the highest order. And this is the latest one. This particular incident that'll really, if you didn't hate him already, this will put it over the edge. And it's something that's been going on for 20 years almost. The 9/11 responders bill that's just been barely by the skin of its teeth renewed every time. It shouldn't even, why in the hell? So from the beginning, once this thing was passed, I forget when, in 2010 or something, why in the hell wasn't this just a permanent thing? Why did it always have to get renewed? And it's nothing that like costs trillions of dollars. It's not, a crazy, unbelievably expensive, complicated program. It's the people that were at 9/11, ground zero. How fucking hard is this? But no, because fucking Turtle Boy, because I'm such a piece of shit, and I always gotta use these sort of things in order to get my my donors all the amount of money that they possibly could want, and fuck regular people in the process. That's right. So during, I think it was 2010, in order to get it passed, this asshole made it so that it was used to bargain with permanent tax cuts for the rich. So that meant when this whole thing was being put together, it had to be put again in the same thing as tax cuts for the rich made permanent during the first Bush years when he did his tax cuts, that if you wanted this passed for the 9/11 responders, it was going to be in the same bill with tax cuts. So if you voted no on tax cuts, or the tax cuts being made permanent, if you voted no on them, then no was going to also be voted for the 9/11 responders. See how he worked that? And then so the next time, I think it was 2015, he ended up putting together another situation where if we're gonna end up, but this time it wasn't like voting no on this means no on that. He just withheld it, and that the only way that this was going to be voted on in a positive way was that if you ended up including stuff for oil and gas subsidies or some kind of shit that involved oil concessions or selling it abroad or some shit. I forget the exact thing, but it involves oil companies benefiting, of course. So that meant to vote yes and continue on funding 9/11 responders, that meant you would also had to vote yes on, shit for oil and gas companies. He is just, God, he's such a corrupt piece of dog shit. And so here's some clips of Jon Stewart telling you exactly how he's managed to kick this can down the road and use it as a bargaining chip in a political football. And then there's clips of this piece of shit going, I don't know where Jon Stewart gets the idea that we don't care. We've always took our responsibilities seriously with the 9/11 people. Fuck you, you have. It's only been once they've shamed his ass, publicly. Every time. It's taken this every time. And like Jon Stewart says, all these people have had to saddle up, go down with the big hassle that it is for a lot of these people with their current medical conditions from New York to Washington, and fucking plead their case all the time and shame this shitbag. To be like, hey, look, we did the nation's bravery during a time when it was really bad and we needed the most help. Fucking take care of our goddamn health concerns, considering we only got them because we were present at a site that had all kinds of chemicals, asbestos, and all sorts of other shit flown in the air when the buildings collapsed.
Your indifference costs these men and women their most valuable commodity, time. It's the one thing they're running out of. They responded in 5 seconds. They did their jobs with courage, grace, tenacity, humility. 18 years later, Do yours.
And not every time this fucking asshole has got to be fucking cajoled and shamed into doing something because he's a piece of shit. Fuck Mitch McConnell. That's what I keep saying, dude. I don't care. Let a right winger beat him in a primary. Let somebody even more nuttier and more right wing than he is beat his ass in a primary. Go ahead. This is one of the few areas. I think Lindsey Graham's another close thing to where it's like, even him too. Whatever, dude. Let it happen. Because those two in particular, but especially Mitch McConnell, they're such pieces of shit that I'd even take someone crazier and more right wing. And more importantly, you want to know why? Because Mitch McConnell is the head of it all. He's the leader, the Senate majority leader. Whoever's going to beat him in a primary, even if he's nuttier on the fucking right wing, issues, that guy's not going to jump up to Senate majority leader tomorrow. If he wins and goes and gets sent to Washington and gets seated as a senator from Kentucky, he's just going to be one of 100. It's going to be some schmuck. Yeah, he'll vote yes on crazy ass things that rob us of our fucking civil liberties and all this other stuff. And he'll vote no on all the things that'll help working class people. We know this. We know. That's fine. Again, obviously the first option, if you can possibly muster it up, fucking shithead Democrats, find somebody that can actually beat them, that'll actually do stuff for working class people. As I've said before, Kentucky's version of Richard Ojeda. You can find that? Great. Fantastic. But I have no fucking faith in these pussy-ass Democrats. They're going to put forward another fucking shithead that's going to let Mitch McConnell come riding back into the Senate for another 6 years. So thank Jon Stewart for coming back. And one thing that's sad, because he mentions in this video, or this interview he did with Chris Wallace, I think. Yeah, Mike Wallace's kid. So he's a kid. He's way older than me. But no, and he could have probably gone easily on CNN or MSNBC or any other network. But I know his thinking. So Jon Stewart smartly goes on Fox News directly where the Republican Party viewers are, the ones who, should think 9/11 was a horrible thing and all the people that came down to help the first responders that came to help are heroes. That's where they all should be. Every one of them watching that shit should think that way. And that when they find out one of their own is being responsible for holding up their health care, all hell should break loose. So he goes on, and I thank him for doing this. I wish he was still doing his show. I mean, yeah, some people, he wasn't the greatest at it, and he might have been, centrist on some issues, whatever. It was still way better than what you're getting now. And as he mentions in this interview, there was a few people that were planning on coming to the hearings, and, well, they didn't make it. And since this is a little while after, I'm kind of behind on some of these things that I'm trying to talk about. One of the people that was actually there talking at this hearing has since died. It's a fucking shame. It shit needs to stop. These are fucking heroes. Stop jerking their goddamn chains because you pussies don't want to pay for anything. You let the shit fly all day long when it comes to tax cuts for rich and all the shit that this country doesn't need. Stop jerking the fucking chain of genuine heroes. Give them the health care they desire now.